District Officer Department of National. Coming to the today's session, where we have a discussion on one of the most popularized network models, OSI. And basically, in the previous days, while trying to establish communication from one system to another system for the data transformation, so it is a very troublesome process. So to overcome that problem, to provide proper communication from one system to another system, even though they existed far distances. So we have a model called as OSI. So OSI means Open System Interconnection Model. It is also can be called as a reference model. Basically, it was created by the organization that is called International Standards Organization, which is used to provide standards for the various things. So likewise, this OSI model has been invented by this ISO organization. So whichever the framework, so how the things has to be, what are the various services, all these things were framed by this organization. If you see this OSI network model, it has been developed into many number of layers. Why we have this particular layer structure only means to overcome better on each and every one of the application or else each and every one of the entity, which is very much helpful in having transmission from one system to another system. So that is only the reason why. So this OSI itself has been inflected in the form of the things called the virtual layers. See, these are the 7 number of layers. OSI has been made up of 7 number of layers. So first one is a physical layer, second one is a data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. These are the various number of levels. We can also call it as layers. So whichever the task we have, whichever the various responsibilities we have, whichever the various issues we have, so in the data transmission from one system to another system, so all these things are being divided into various layers. So thereby, easy lookup is possible, whichever the proper communication there is, whichever is possible. So that is the reason why OSI has been implemented with the help of a 7 number of layers. See, all these layers, if you see, so they are being partitioned into 2 types. So one is upper layers, second one is lower layers. Each, if you see, they were responsible for one type of communication. So what it would be? So whichever the lower level layers if you take, so they were responsible for one-to-one communication or else half-to-half communication. So whenever we have two systems, so they may be existed in far off distances. So then in the middle, so many number of networks will be existed, many number of systems will be existed. To reach the destination system, so we need to move across among these number of intermediary devices. So these things will be called as intermediary or also various options. So to deal with those things, so the layers which are very much helpful for us here is lower layers. So those layers were categorized into 4. So the one is transport, network, data link, next one is physical layers. So these layers were responsible for hop to hop delivery of the data from one system to another system. So coming back to the upper layers. So these layers itself can be called as end-to-end. So whichever the end-to-end delivery we are expecting. End-to-end means for what? So whichever the data we had at the center system, the same data has to be received at the receiver system. So that has to be matched with each other. So that one will be called as end-to-end delivery. So that delivery, if you would like to be happen, so the one which is responsible here is upper level layers. So what are those level layers? One is application, presentation, session. So these are the three layers. So likewise, we can also categorize these layers into two categories. So one is upper, next one is lower. Okay. So whichever the lower layers itself today, so they were also responsible for the networks or its communication. So coming to the upper layers, so they were responsible for the data deliveries or else error checkings or else having representing data formations. So for those things, these upper layers were responsible. So likewise, so all these things have been divided into two categories. So now if you see in general, so this is the one best example for the OSI layer. Why we have taken this layering structure? So for the OSI is, so this is the one place. So here we are delivering a letter from sender to the receiver. So here many number of stages we have from letter delivery from letter writing to letter delivery to the receiver. So each and every one of these stages has to be passed so by this particular letter or else sender. So then only whichever the letter wants to be delivered to the receiver in a successful way will be reached. So otherwise, so definitely it will be again retransmitted to the sender. So because of this type of formulation, this type of structure, if you so whichever the delivery of the letter we had from center to the receiver, in an easiest way, has been delivered. That is the reason why only OSA itself has been chosen to go with the layering structure. So that is the actual the or is the actual thing. So behind the invention of layering structure to the voice. See, so these are the various things. So at the center, so the data has to come across application, presentation, session, so transport, network, data link layer. So finally, it has to reach to the physical layer. So coming back to the receiver, so in a reverse way, the data has to be flat. So then only, whichever the communication we people are expecting from the center to the receiver, so it will be possible. So otherwise, so it will not be happened in a proper way. So you see, this is the diagram which is explaining how the data transmission is going on in the OSI. See here, this is the diagram which is explaining which type of data is going to be carried. So by the each and every one of the layers existed in the OSI, ISO OSI network model. So layer wise if you take, so physical layer is responsible for carrying bits. Data link layer is responsible for carrying the data in the form of frame shape. Next, network layer is responsible for carrying the data in the form of packets. So transport layer is responsible for carrying the data in the form of packets, segments. So likewise, so whichever the peer-to-peer delivery we are expecting, whichever the hop-to-hop delivery we are expecting, or else a one-to-one delivery we are expecting is going to be possible. So once these segments will reach to the system, so that data, that segment has to be decrypted into the format of the particular system, whichever it is using. So that's the reason why the above three layers if you take session, presentation, application. So they were responsible for carrying up of the data. So whichever the way they are using in the center system, in the same way, so we are revealing the data to the receiver systems. So likewise, these several layers were responsible each and every for the carrying of the data in a successful way. So each and every one of the layer is working on the data in the in their own formats like this. So coming to the first layer is application layer. So any sender you take, so he should come across application layer only. So the best example for this application is web browser or else emails, web Windows Explorer. So whichever the front end. So with which they are experiencing. So while transmitting the data, so that one will be called as a application layer. So the protocols were used for this particular layer. So the one telnet, HTTP, FTP. So these are the various number of protocols. So which are very much helpful for us in creating the data. So when sending data from sender to the receiver system. So coming to the presentation layer, as the name is suggesting, so presentation layer is nothing but it represents how the data has to be to the application layer or else to the end user of the data. So whoever using that particular data, how it has to be appeared. So that one wants to be decided. So it is going to be possible with the help of the thing called as presentation layer. So here presentation layer is making use of many number of things, encryptions, or else compressions, or else conversions from one format to another format, or else any other coding functions. Okay? So all these are very particularly will be used defined in the layer called as a presentation layer. See various specifications were defined. So these are the various formats. So into which the data will be represented. So that is a major responsibility of the physical layer. So next one is session layer. As the name is specifying, session layer is responsible for dialogue control and synchronization. Why? Because here, if you are sending an audio message or a video message, so definitely it should be synced with each other. For instance, if you are sending a text message, so definitely it should be in a proper way only. So thereby, whichever message the sender is trying to send, so will be delivered to the one, so will be useful to that particular receiver system. So that one has to be established. So from the sender system to the receiver system, it is only possible with the help of the layer called as one session layer. So basically, this particular one is mainly used for the authentication, or else whoever having accessibility of that particular data on this network. So to know where, so definitely, so you should log into that particular one for the valid password only. So that one is responsible with the layer called as virtual session for the connection termination, for the connection establishment. So this layer is very much helpful. So next one is transport layer, as the name is suggesting. So once the data is ready, so it has to be transported in a successful way. So from one network to another network. So that one wants to be realized, that one wants to be accomplished. So the one which is responsible in OSI layers with nothing but transport. Okay. So these are the various responsibilities of the transport. So next one is network layer. So see, network layer is a layer so which is responsible for routing the data. So why? Because there is no guarantee that in the middle of the source and destination systems, no more systems. There is no such guarantee. Definitely, many of the systems will be existent. Many of the networks will be existent. So one route should be decided. So through that one, within the time whichever they are expecting, the data has to be delivered to the destination system. Then only he can make use of that particular data in a proper. So in such a way, so network layer is working. So what it is doing, so optimum path, optimized path will be find out by the network layer. So which is not busy, which is free while sending the data. So in that route only data will be transmitted. So because of the like this, access if you are having, any data misuses if you are having, any attacks if you are having. So all those things will be avoided. So to make it possible, so the one which is responsible among all the seven number of layers in our SAP is nothing but network layer. So see, these are the various responsibilities handles condition in the network. So facilitation communication between heterogeneous in the sense which are not same. So different networks in communication if they're expecting. This is very much helpful to us. The network layer also defines how to fragment a packet into smaller packets. So all these things will be decided by the network layer. So these are the various responsibilities of network layer if you take. So next one is data link layer. If you take this data link layer, so it is also responsible for the transmission of data from one format to another format. So which is which can be easily transmitted from source to the destination system. So here, to which data, to which network the data has to be transmitted. So that one has to be known. So the data link is very much helpful for us. See that thing only. So this slide is explained. Data link layer attempts to provide reliable communication over the physical layer. So reliable in the sense of whichever the data we are sending, so in a proper way, without lossing of data, without without introduction of the unauthorized persons, without having modifications of the data in the meanwhile, so while having transmission from one system to another system, so to make it possible, so data link layer is very much responsible. So that is the reason why here itself it is making use of the structure called as check frame. So here the entire data will be divided into various frames. So all these frames if you take, so here we are providing error checksums, error codings, error functions. So all these techniques will be used. So if you see all these techniques, so whichever the security we would like to provide for the data will be possible. So to be implemented flow control, point to point. So simple example, like all these communications will be implemented in the data link layer. So that is the responsibility of the data link layer. So coming to the last layer is physical layer. At the end, if you take, so this is the last layer. At the receiver side, if you take, this is the first layer. So which is going to tag it, which is which can handle the data in the right way. So to have a proper communication, proper transmission from one system to another system. So the best example for this one is coaxial cables, wireless communications. So all these things were best example for this particular one. So which is used to carry bits from one system to another system, or also from one network to another network. So basically, the data taken from the physical layer, data link layer, will be converted into raw bits by the physical layer. Raw bits in the sense zeros and ones. So as per the language used by the particular processor, so the data will be converted into the proper one. So thereby, so the data will be transmitted from one system to another system through the communication medium, whichever we are using at that time of transmission. So that is the basic responsibility of the physical layer. So likewise, whichever the communications we would like to expect from one system to another system. So here in our previous case, so we went with the decoordination OSI or global system interconnection. So these rules were open to everybody. So whichever the system trying to be in communication with the other systems, so definitely they should obey with the rules and regulations of this OSI model. So thereby, so whichever the communications we people are expecting from one system to another system will be possible, will be simplified in a simplest way. So this is a brief introduction about OSI network. Thank you. Thank you.